Welcome to my guide on the BF109 F models in IL-2 sturmovik Great Battles. This will hopefully be the start of a new series for me, to try and make a rough guide for every aircraft in IL-2. BF109 is one of the most famous fighter aircraft of World War II, with around 35,000 of them being produced from 1936 up until the end of the war, fighting in nearly every area that the German Luftwaffe fought in. The F2 and the F4 variants of the BF109 entered service in time for Operation Barbarossa, where they dominated the skies against the Russian Air Force. In IL-2, it is most likely the first aircraft that you will fly is a BF109 F model. With a top speed of 522 km an hour and a climb rate of around 20 meters per second, the BF109 was one of the best fighters around, especially around the time of Operation Barbarossa, where it outperformed all of the Soviet fighters of the time. The characteristics of the aircraft is very friendly to new players, but can be used to deadly effect by veteran players. It has a decent roll rate, a good rate of climb, and a very good feeling of when the aircraft is about to stall. With its main armament of two 7.92 machine guns and 1x15 or 20mm cannon in the nose, it has relatively good firepower as long as you can get in close and get quick, accurate rounds on target. One thing to remember whilst taking off and landing at low speed is that the aircraft will want to yaw left because of the engine torque, so keep that in mind whenever you want to land or take off in the BF109. Another characteristic of the BF109 is its manoeuvrability is good, but it won't be able to fight a Spitfire or I-16 in a turning fight. Boom and zoom is the most effective tactic. Combining it with accurate shooting will help conserve ammo as well as keeping energy for other potential targets. Important gauges to follow are the airspeed monitor in kilometers per hour, altitude in meters with intervals of 100 meters and 1000 meters all the way around, the fuel gauge is here, and the engine temperature is here. Ammo counter is here. Modifications for the BF109 F models are the removal of the headrest, which improves field of view, armoured windscreen, which is good against flak and or tail gunners of bombers, 20mm cannons to replace the 15mm and or 2x20mm cannon pods, but only allowed on the F4 version, 4x50kg bombs, and 1x250kg bombs. My experience in IL-2 started with the BF109 F models, with the F2 and the F4 giving me a fundamental idea of how to take off, land, and how not to stall. The aircraft has very good cannons on it to fight against IL-2s, but has a manoeuvrability to help you against MiGs, and has the diving speed as well to go up against I-16s. It is a pretty much well-rounded fighter, but it does get outclassed later as the war progresses. There are many positives and negatives of the BF109. One of its positives is that it is fast, and another in that it has a very good weapons platform. The negatives are that the BF109's engine cannot take much damage in comparison to other fighters like the IL-2 or Focke-Wulf 190. Turning performance in the BF109 is okay, but keeping to booming and zooming is the most effective tactic for this aircraft, as dealing with Spitfires and I-16s in turning fights will only end in disaster. Thank you for watching. If you guys have any other aircraft you want me to do a guide on, then by all means please comment down below. This has been an idea that I've been thinking about for a while, considering the amount of guides on IL-2 on YouTube is not particularly extensive or helpful, as I wanted to make this as quick as possible and not be a 10-minute video on how to take off. So, I hope you guys enjoy it, and comment down below what aircraft you want me to do next.